So it seemed like people liked the vlog stuff, so I'm back. You get the view of my messy kitchen. Turns out I am human, go figure. So tonight I'm teaching on my membership platform. I'm teaching about motherwort, one of my favorite plants to work with and to teach people about. And I also knew that I was going to be canning up some stewed rhubarb today. So I really wanted a dinner that was nice and easy. So I'm going to show you what I made for dinner, didn't really make, prepared for dinner, and how I also stretched it to turn it into like more than one meal. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show that to you guys now. All right, so I'm a big fan of pressured canned meals. So this past summer, or last summer I think it was, might have even been in the fall, I pressure canned up some of this white chicken chili. And I did the quart-sized jars, so that's 1 liter. And it's really, really tasty. We really like it. And you can kind of see the ingredients that were in it. I can't remember what kind of beans. I think I went with the white cannelli beans, if memory serves. And for you guys, if you don't have this book, I highly recommend it if you want to start getting some pressure canned, food stable, or shelf stable meals up on your pantry shelf. The complete guide to pressure canning, I will put the link to that below in the comments. We really like this book. We do the chickpea tomatillo hash and a few other things from this book as well. And so I just cracked that open and dumped it in a pot, but I'm gonna tell you what else I did. So every year without fail, I have green tomatoes, lots of green tomatoes, often more than I know what to do with. So I've gotten really creative. I'm close to a zone 4 up here in Kawartha Lakes. And so I don't always have, these bushels of red tomatoes. It's going to depend what kind of year. This year, I don't know, it feels like a cool, wet summer. So I'm probably going to have a lot of green tomatoes again. So what I did in order to kind of stretch this meal into something that will be both dinner for my husband and I, unfortunately, kiddo's not really going to eat this most likely, but also lunch and possibly another meal, is I dump a bag of green tomatoes. So I dice them up and I freeze them in 5-cup quantities. And then I added a can of, I had pressure canned chickpeas in the pantry too, so I dumped that in. And then I just started playing with spices. So I added in extra cumin, extra garlic powder. If you haven't seen my video on making garlic powder or preserving your garlic, I'll link that. You guys can check that out. Obviously it's not perfectly timed, but you can bookmark it to take a look at it when you've got all this extra garlic that's about to sprout on you. So I added in garlic powder, some black pepper, some of my herbal salt, and that's dinner. I usually serve it with like tortilla chips or something like that. And it just made for a really simple meal. Like it's just warming up on the stove right now, so all those flavors can kind of marry. And I mean, it may be all together. Now, granted, of course, I'm not counting all the work of the actual pressure canning, right? But in terms of a night where I'm teaching and I wanted to make sure that I'm ready for that, I've got my hand out and everything's prepared, I wanted something easy because I also made stewed rhubarb today. And I wanted to make sure that, my kitchen is a mess. I've been canning up a storm. Oh, and I made, I'll have to see if they're frozen. I'll bring you guys out to the freezer and show you. I made coconut milk stewed rhubarb popsicles. So those are in the freezer right now. Kiddo's hoping that he's going to be able to have them as his bedtime snack. And so I was pretty busy in the kitchen after we finished homeschooling. I wanted a dinner that was nice and easy. So that was me taking a 1 liter pressure canned meal, or 1 quart, adding in some diced tomatoes and another thing of chickpeas. And this is going to stretch into at least 2 meals, which I'm kind of a big fan of. Groceries are getting more expensive. This is one of those ways that I try to beat inflation. If you haven't seen that video, also recommend you check that one out. Out in the garage, where the chest freezer is. Over my shoulder here is a large pile of stuff. We're having a garage sale, a community garage sale, which I'm really excited about because I've actually started to get to know more of the neighbors. We're doing that on Saturday. And this was kind of our way, like we really wanted to start sort of purging our belongings. We've lived here 4.5 years, moving on 5. It is amazing how much stuff you accumulate in such a short period of time. I mean, let me know, drop that in the comments. Like, isn't it absolutely crazy how much crap humans can accumulate? So here are the popsicles. big fan of these kind of molds. Super awesome. So I made 6 of them, and I try to do this a lot. I'm actually going to get, next time my husband's at the grocery store, I'm going to get him to pick up more of these popsicle molds because I can get super creative. I've done like, I've made like vanilla based chia pudding and mixed it with like strawberry jam. And I've kept the ingredients like really low sugar, really natural. And that, one, beats the heat if we even have any this summer. That'll be interesting. But 2, like it keeps that cost down again, and it stops us from being tempted to head out and get the grocery store popsicles that are full of ingredients that I don't want. You know, we were even just looking at these like basic fruit ones, and I was like, oh, there's palm oil, there's soy, it's like, and polysorbate 80, like all this crap that personally, like no judgment, you guys, you do you, right? But I don't want to feed my family that. I don't want to eat that. I know exactly what's in these, right? I mean, the rhubarb came right from outside, which is super cool. So anywho, I did that today. So that left me with only 3 jars of stewed rhubarb. So it kind of sucked. I ran the canner for 3 jars. The house got all hot. But I mean, whatever. I'll be happy to have it in the pantry whenever we want a treat. So got all that up, cooked up today. And then I'm going to go and teach tonight on motherwort, which I'm really looking forward to. All right, so hubby just got home. And we have added to, I guess, our appliances here. Did you pick up the groceries?
Yeah, they're in the house.
They're already in the house? All right, good. And tell the folks here what we've got.
We've got just a gas-powered pump.
Yeah.
It's a 2-inch diameter pipe, so I mean, you can see in the picture, this thing can drain a pool in like half an hour, right? So what took 5 hours of pumping with the garden hose before will take, 20 minutes.
Yeah, so this was kind of one of our preparedness scenarios. So like he said, instead of relying, one, on electricity, because often when these storms happen, we also lose power. So that's something to consider. So this is gas powered. And what took us 5 hours and 2 electric powered pumps will probably take 15 minutes, half an hour to pump off our land. We're just assuming we've got more, very heavy. We've got more storms coming tomorrow, tornado warnings, all that jazz. So this was just something that we wanted to add just in case, like I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So the saying goes.
So the saying goes, yeah. So new fancy equipment here on ye old, very wet and soggy homestead. So that's it, that's all. We are gonna head in, have some dinner soon, and then I'm gonna get ready to teach about motherwort. I'm so excited. This month, actually most of the summer, we're gonna be focusing on learning about botanical allies. And so what I did was I timed all of my videos to release like 1 to 2 weeks before the flower actually goes into bloom. So that way my students, if they want to make tinctures, infused oils, flower essences, all that really cool stuff. We also had a tincture module in Weavers this month. And then next month, I'm going to poll them and see if they want to do flower essences next month or if they want to learn about infused oils. I try to gear all my material to what they want to learn about. So I'm going to teach that tonight, and then we prepare for another day of storms, major tornado warnings, and hopefully things will be all right here.